Welcome back to my channel. We're keeping with the dinosaur theme, and today we are taking a look at the new core class, Volcanicus figure, and this is pretty cool. Now, Volcanicus, of course, was originally released in the Power of the Primes line. It was fully deluxe figures that combined into a giant figure, as you can see here, kind of in the background. Or as I like to call that figure, Mr. Doesn't Like to Stay Together, a Tron. What they've done here is taken the core class Transformers, their $12 point class, and made a combiner. Now, this is based off of Dino King from Transformers Victory, who itself was a retool and repaint of the Monster Bots, whose name I can't think of, in the Pretenders line. And it's cool looking. I dig it. It's fun. I do like that you get the 6 and you finally get Skarr. And that's a huge, huge thing. Now, Skarr first debuted in IDW Comics. He's the team's medic. But as you can see here, we're going to start here with the combine mode, and then we're going to get down to the pieces individually. I know it's usually reverse what other people like to do. You're here mainly to see this, so I'm going to show you this. As far as this mode, as you can see here, it does have its limitations with what it can and cannot do, and that's understandable given the size of the class and just exactly who and what it is. I'm trying to fix my camera here so I can get a better shot, but it's kind of hard to do. Running out of room here. By the way, guys, check out. We're going to take a look at him as the combined mode first before we get into the individual bots. Now, I have seen that there are already upgrade kits. I obviously don't have them, but I do think they might be worth getting. That way, big guy here gets some sort of accessories, because he came with pretty much none. Everything is used to make this, except for Snarl, who came with a sword. Let's go ahead and move the big guy out, because he is just getting in the way of all this. And take a look here. Now, as you can see, articulation, because of how he combines, he falls apart. He's combined by pegs, so if you do too much, they will come undone. You do get arm rotation. You get pieces that don't exactly fit how they're supposed to, and then they just fall off when you look at them funny. You do get waist rotation. I'm just going to leave that hand off at this point. You do get leg rotation. Now, keep in mind, this is Legends class, so it's not going to be the best. But you do get quite a bit of articulation, and I do think that's really cool. And you do get that nice, lovely headshot here. It looks cool. We can actually take the head off and take a better look at it. How does that sound? It looks cool. You kind of got the Grimlock mouth, but I do like the additional parts here. I think it just makes it look cooler. Now, it's the same head as the big guys, but I just think it looks better in this style, in this mode. So, yeah, it's cool. I dig it. It's neat. It's fun, and it's worth it. It is, as far as they go. Now, as far as the individual pieces here, they are rather simplistic, as you can see. You'd have pieces that fold in, and you basically just kind of form their bodies easily. They're right out of it. There's not a lot involved, as you can see. But this is Skarr. Skarr is the ankylosaur. But we'll get to that when we get to the dinosaur modes. Let's go ahead and do Swoop next. Now, Swoop, his 2 missiles turn into the hand. But again, it's all rather easy stuff to do to make the toy. It's not going to be something that, masterpiece level or anything like that. It's just a fun set that unfortunately gets sold separately. And I do bet that they will do a set kind of like they did with the Power Prime versions, where they get a set where you get all the accessories and stuff. But we are supposed to allegedly get this set done as Dino King as well. And I definitely would pick up Dino King if that comes out. Again, he's the only one that comes with a weapon. He also comes with a shield. He's a dinosaur backpack. Can be used as shield, or you can plug it in the back and have his normal back. Why he's different colored, like it kind of makes him stand out on the robot mode just a little, the combined mode just a little bit too much, but it is what it is. Believe it or not, these are held on really nicely, and these tap in really good. They give it a lot of support, and it's all just basic tabs. Like he's basically just holding on to himself, and it really works. It really does give it stability. I figure you guys don't want to hear me cough, so that's why I'm not really talking. Again, as somebody recently commented on one of my videos, oh, that cough, that cough. I've had this cough since I was 10 years old. I can't get rid of it. I've tried, unfortunately. It's there. I can only chew so much gum and do so many cough lozenges before I get tired. Go ahead and bring this down. And yeah, so here we go. We have them all in their wonderful, wonderful robot modes. Let's go ahead and just adjust the camera here so they can all get into the shot. And they look good together. They really do. They look like the Dinobots. And I do think that that is a wonderful thing. Now, there is some obvious problems. And that, of course, has to do with the limitation of the scale of the class of these toys. The obvious one, of course, over here is Sludge, who's got massive, massive birthing hips, for lack of a better term. And yeah, it's okay. It doesn't really bother me as much as I know it does some people. Again, it's the Legends class. It's the core class. There's going to be sacrifices, and that is a minor sacrifice in the basic reality of it all. Just to give you a chance of just how big these guys actually are, here they are with Slash from a few years ago. So yeah, you do get that they are bigger. They are more hefty, and they definitely feel like they are made of better plastic. And oh, the meme I can make out of this. Let's get her out of here real quick, and we'll talk about each figure individually. We'll start here with Sludge, since he's the first one over here. Now, Sludge has a rotating head. He does have, like I said, the wide hips. Unfortunately, that's part of how he transforms. But he does come with some articulation. The arms can go fully around. You do get the upper torso rotation. Legs, you do get a knee bend due to how transformation works. But yeah, you're kind of limited, but at least he gets that crotch plate, right? Unfortunately, like I said, he's the one that comes with absolutely no accessories, which is too bad because he's like the biggest one there is. So, yeah, it is what it is. Again, this is a simple set. It's not meant to be overly complicated. It's not going to win any awards. It's just there to be fun and see what they can do. And I really, really hope we do get Dino King out of this. But here he is in robot mode, Dinobot mode. Yeah, he's cute. Looks more like Paddles than Sludge, but it's neat. Swoop looks fantastic. I would not be surprised if this is what we get for the Studio Series 86 Swoop. He's got the lovely head. He's got his crest. He does get the wings, so you do get the articulation there. The head, of course, is on a ball joint. Can't do the full 360 again due to how he transforms. Arms are a little bit tight. They can go all the way around. You do get the bicep swivel due to that. Leg can go forward. You can go back. You can do a split, and due to how it transforms, you get that lovely knee bend. Now, I haven't transformed some of these guys in months, so I don't really remember too much on how to transform them. But they're there. They're simple enough that we'll figure it out together, right? Of course, being Swoop, he's got that. This will come up. These will come out. And the arms. Yeah, the arms just kind of tab in and do nothing. Then you can take these. And how do these attach? There's these little squares. And you get little square circles on the guns. And you gotta kind of line them up blind because there we go. I had to actually look at that up close because I couldn't see the little ports for it. But yeah, Swoop looks like Swoop, and it's cool looking. It's Swoop. You know what to expect. Snarl, the recent one. Again, you get the head rotation. His backpack is going to fall off there. Arms are limited by these, but you can go all the way around. You do get the joints here, so you can come in. Leg, knee, waist, sword. So yeah, it's their basic transformations. They're simplified. If you have the Studio Series 86, they're kind of follow the same design patterns. They're more like the legitimate, classics from the 80s, the real G1 figures. Now, again, he is the more involved transformation out of all these, so he's out there just to make your life a little bit of a pain. And they don't, again, always want to get in there. You have to kind of like force it. And I do think I have him upside down. I do. There we go. Squeeze that. I don't remember how this goes. I think it just goes like that. Like that. But he comes with his sword, so you can at least plug the sword in. Again, I've already seen upgrade kits online. I don't have them, so. Alright. Skarr, the medic. I do like that they included him. They could have just done Slash again, or done Strafe, or Paddles. I really wish we'd get a Paddles figure. And those of you who don't know paddles is, he's obscure for a reason. Alright, go ahead. Yeah, that's cool so far. Grimlock. Now, Grimlock reminds me a lot, I do mean a lot, of his Pretender figure mixed with the Classics or the Universe 2.0, whatever that was, figure. He's like a weird combination of the two, where he ends up kind of awkward looking. Where the hell did his arm go? It fell. I didn't even hear it fall. See if I can get that. Yep, so his whole arm came off. I haven't seen that happen yet on this figure. So, it just slides back in. And then he gets a tail. It's not really a tail, but it's a tail. Now, he does work as both, come on, a modern version of a dinosaur, where go like that, but then he just falls over. Best thing to do is just do the 80s tail dragging dinosaur. And last but not least, Slug, whatever you want to call him. Just don't call him late for dinner. There are little tabs that you're supposed to connect. I did them backwards. I did the whole thing backwards, really. Alright, let's go ahead and lower the camera just a bit so we can see all these guys here and how they look together. And they look pretty damn good. They are individualistically stylized. They fit each other well. They style together well. And yeah, they combine well. And unlike the Power of the Primes version, which falls apart on its own, looks awkward, the pieces are kind of loose and jingly, this does look really, really well together. The parts look well together. Everything matches with the exception of Snarl when he is in leg mode, because his coloring just kind of makes him stand out more. But otherwise, it is a fantastic little set, and if you have a chance to get them, I do recommend it if you're a fan of the Dinobots, if you're a fan of dinosaurs and dinosaur transformers. Real quick, here she is. She ends up being the tallest outside of Grimlock. And yeah, it is what it is. And again, they're really fun, as you can see. I mean, they look like Dinobots. And yeah, it's really cool. The question really is comparison-wise. Where does this Volcanicus stand compared to the other Volcanicus? Or really where it is on size, because this is a core class. As we look here, you can see that Slash comes out to about the waist. You can see that Tyrannicon Rex, this only comes up to maybe halfway up the chest. And then you just keep kind of going for Volcanicus, the Power of the Primes version. Now, other than size, you know, the big difference between the two of them is how they are assembled. You do have, because this has the 6 members versus the 5, and this one here follows more the God, blanked out on the names, the Dino King configuration. They are in different spots. You do have the T-Rex here instead of the chest. You do have Sludge here instead of being a leg. and so forth and so on. The only two that really go where they're supposed to are Snarl and Swoop. And as you can see, I mean, there is apples and oranges. The little one is definitely much more shelf accommodating. It is much more stable. I'm not constantly having to try to push parts in, with the exception of this one hand, whereas the Power of the Primes version is very loose and doesn't really stand up well. I mean, standing up fine, but you kind of have to like almost give it like a reverse bow leg to get it so that it does stand up. And if you try to pose it all, everything pops off. Whereas this, with the exception of this one hand rather, which you can see as soon as I move it, it falls off. This is definitely much more secure, and I do like this design. I think if Hasbro had done something different with the feet, we would call this the definitive design for Volcanicus. And I'm tempted to pick up the upgrade kits just so I get like real feet, instead of having just the weird boxed out weirdness that is the feet on this one. But overall, I do like it. I do dig it. I think this is a great looking set. Just it's not perfect. And nothing is. There is no such thing. You watch this video, you watch the channel, I'm far from perfect, so I can't really judge, but it has room for improvement. We'll put it that way. But it is fun, and I really hope that if we do get Dino King, that we get some of the accessories to make it much more stand out, much more fierce, because Dino King was eventually turned into the kid comedy character for the cartoon, but originally they were imposing and threatening to the rest of the Autobots on Earth, whereas they were Decepticons, or rather Destrons and Cybertrons or whatever. So yeah, comment down below, tell me what you liked, what you didn't like, and what you want to see next.